Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on KRQE.com. I'm Chris McKee here in the KRQE News 13 digital studio, and you're getting a live look here this morning at the damage left by this Bosque fire as crews are continuing to respond, and it looks like mop-up hotspots related to this fire. Let's give you the full frame look that you have been seeing here just to get an idea of how large this fire got. The last estimated size update on this was approximately 30 acres. That did come yesterday at about 10 p.m. from Albuquerque Fire Rescue. We're still waiting on a little bit more formalized of an update here this morning about the size of this wildfire that started in the Bosque, near Bosque School, near Coors and Montano, essentially. And this started just before 6 o'clock last night. We understand that during a news conference, the Mayor Tim Keller, had said that the reason why this was discovered was because of the Bosque patrols, which had been happening on these kinds of airboats, essentially, up and down the Rio Grande over the last week or so. With those patrols, apparently, that's when this fire was able to be spotted. And according to what Albuquerque Fire Rescue had said last night during a news conference responding to all of this, they were able to get a quick sort of reaction time in to start fighting this fire. As we've been getting a look at some of the visuals here over your screen this morning, you've been able to see a little bit more about some of these areas that are burned. Again, this started near the Bosque School, which is right over by that Sprouts and PetSmart over there, that whole newish kind of development at Coors and Montano. With the wind, the fire was able to move eastward pretty quickly last night. And I know just from being out, I'm a North Valley resident, I was able to see how quickly that fire moved to the east side of the river. I was out just walking along near the Bosque, near Candelaria and Rio Grande last night, and was there as fire crews started to arrive and shut down the area, getting people out of the Bosque there. We did see along the Bosque Trail there, essentially, which is, you know, the big bike path, the big paved bike path that is near along the east side of the river. It goes all the way from basically Alameda down south, you know, past Bridge in that area. We did see along that part of the Bosque Trail, there were flames right alongside the trail for people just passing by on their bikes, doing their evening walks, jogs throughout the area. So we know that this fire moved pretty quick, and it did burn on both sides of the river. Again, Albuquerque Fire Rescue's last update came via Twitter about 12 hours ago, saying that this was about 30 acres in size, but fortunately no homes were threatened by this, albeit that even when the fire on the eastern edge of that fire near that bike path, within, you know, probably at least 100 yards, there are homes and structures, developments alongside the river. So getting a wide look here today at this fire, it is pretty remarkable to see not only a Bosque fire that happens in Albuquerque. It obviously gets seen by a lot of people. People start talking about it, but this is also in a pretty developed part of the metro area when you consider the west side and that area over near Coors and Montano, and then also you consider the east side of where this fire was getting close to areas like Rio Grande and Candelaria, where, again, a lot of homes, a lot of neighborhoods that really butt up right alongside the Bosque and that whole riparian area. Just to give you another sort of point of reference of how far east this fire moved, it was very close to the Rio Grande Nature Park, that state park that is right at the end of Candelaria, where that dead ends near Candelaria and Rio Grande. So we did see that area was very close, I guess you could say. It was, I think, within a mile would probably be a good size estimate. But again, we didn't see any structure loss that happened in relation to this Bosque fire, but we have seen some of the loss of these riparian areas. There's been some incredible photos shared around of people not only sharing the smoke plume, but even fellow journalists here in the Albuquerque area. Roberto Rosales is a great photographer for the Albuquerque Journal, sharing some photos of even what looked like some wildlife that had actually been affected by this fire. I think specifically he shared on Twitter a photo of a beaver that had apparently been at least hurt by this fire. You could see there was some singeing on that animal's fur there. So the point is that not only does this affect the neighborhoods with the smoke and whatnot, and while there may not be any structure loss, we do know that there is a lot of habitat loss, and there is a lot of that riparian nature area that gets lost that people love so much in this area. So as we've been getting a live look at these views from Sky News 13 today, you can tell a lot of crews remain working on this fire. One of the last updates was that there was a total of 26 fire apparatuses that responded to this fire, and 80 firefighters getting to this very quickly. According to Albuquerque Fire Rescue, what they had said was that the partners over with Rio Rancho Fire and Bernalillo County Fire, also Sandoval, Valencia counties, Cochiti Fire, and Corrales Fire also helped respond in relation to this. So pretty incredible. You can see the continued Bosque patrols happening related to Albuquerque Fire Rescue, and we know that Open Space has been working, the division of the Parks and Rec Department has been working and patrolling this area here as well. We're going to keep these live pictures up from Sky News 13 here this morning to give you a better look of where exactly this fire has burned, but in the meantime, we do appreciate you joining us here on KRQE.com. If we have any other information, we'll pop in here, let you know a little bit more about it. We appreciate you joining us again here. And also, if you download the KRQE News app and you want to check out some of these live streams, we bring them to you by sending alerts to that news app. If you subscribe to the live stream category, you can also subscribe to desktop alerts from Google Chrome, and those will, or whatever browser you use rather, those will pop up on your browser, basically telling you when we do go live here with video feeds like this. So we'll leave you for the time being with these views from Sky News 13. We appreciate you joining us here online.